Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to do a shaving cream marble visor. You want to start by finding a container that's going to be deep enough and large enough to hold your project. I got this one at the Dollar Tree and it works out perfectly. And then I'm using any old shaving cream, whatever's on sale, and I'm using half of a can. So for this project, I'm going to omit the water. In the last tutorial, I added half a cup of water. I don't see the point in that. The shaving cream is creamy enough. And I think I received a text message and was texting while I was doing this, so just ignore that. Now you're going to need something to cover the bill of the hat. So take a piece of foil and cut it down to size so you're not being wasteful. I had great ambitions for this project. I wanted to be really neat and organized and uniform with my dye, and my nozzle kept getting clogged, and I became really super frustrated. And I've come to the conclusion I'm dyeing out on a sun porch and it gets like super hot, 90 degrees. And my dye that normally could sit for like 2 weeks can only sit for a few days before it begins to crystallize inside of the bottle. So I do definitely recommend making new dye for every project if you're dyeing in the heat. I'm using a disposable chopstick to stir up my dye. And last time I thought that I really overworked it. This time I think I didn't work it quite enough. So for my critics that were like, oh, you way overworked your dye, to each their own. Do it till you feel happy. It's probably a good idea to wear gloves for this part. So you want to take your visor and you just want to smush it down into the shaving cream. Don't push it all the way down to the bottom, but you want to get it in there so all of the surfaces are touching the shaving cream and the dye. And then I just take the chopstick and I use it to work some of that dye over around the brim and around the edge of the hat. Lastly, you want to cover the underside of the brim with your foil paper that you have your shaving cream and your dye on, and just sort of pat it down on there, and then set the entire project off to the side somewhere and let it batch for 24 hours. It's been 24 hours and now it's time for the rinse out. And look at how dark it is. I was getting a little bit nervous, but I remembered from the last project to just don't worry about it and let it go. So you want to start by using cold water and rinse away all the shaving cream. And then gradually increase your water up to hot. And then from here, I take it to the washing machine and I do a hot water cycle. I do a second hot water cycle using Synthropol, and I do a third hot water cycle using Milsoft. And I do all of these cycles because I'm also washing multiple items at the same time. So on this hat, there were a few spots where I was quite concerned that they were pretty white, but it really did take care of itself in the washing machine. So this is a good lesson. A lot of us freak out, we think, oh my gosh, things are too dark, or they're too this, or they're too that. You never really know what things are going to be like until after they've been washed and put into the dryer. Okay, so after it's all dry, we'll come back and we'll see our results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our visor after it's been washed and dried. And I got some decent marbling on it. I'm not a huge fan of the emerald green and the royal blue. I think it's just a little bit too dark. It's still really pretty, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like I like the more vibrant colors because the shaving cream turns the dye more into pastels. So I think I would like the brighter colors. But I have to say that this is a quick, easy project. It's pretty fun to do. It can be a little bit messy, but just take your time with it, clean up as you go, have maybe a designated spot where you can set everything off to the side, and then you can make a bunch of hats or purses or shoes or whatever all at the same time. So what do you guys think of this hat? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all for future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.